morning. It's Friday, April 18th. Here's what we're working on this morning. Several roads on Hamilton Mountain are still closed after a woman was killed in a shooting last night.
Crash on the lakeshore in Oakville may be connected to a carjacking in Toronto and an armed robbery in Hamilton.
And the Toronto Maple Leafs close out their regular season with a win against the Detroit Red Wings.
He's got...
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you.
Oh my goodness, we made it. And I mean, there's a lot to be happy about for this week because it's been warm.
Yes.
It was warm yesterday at least.
Yes.
And I mean, I know for myself, the Leafs are in the playoffs. They're playing on Sunday. So
Very good, yes.
A lot to look for. And Easter, of course.
And it's a holiday Monday. Or it's a holiday Friday and holiday Monday for some.
For some. That's right. Yes.
So really wonderful.
And the roads are going to reflect that today.
That too.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty light on the roads for the day today. We had the sun yesterday. Beautiful day, 13 degrees. It was beautiful. But today is going to be even milder. I mean, it's 7 degrees right now to start our morning. The temperature is going to go up. We should hit 22 degrees today. Some areas could hit 23, humidex of 25 even. However, we're not going to see a lot of sunshine. It's going to be fairly unsettled. We're going to get showers, possible thunderstorms. The winds could gust to 70 kilometers an hour throughout the day today. So on and off today. Showers again tonight. It stays warm. I mean, the overnight low tonight is going to be 17 degrees, but then tomorrow the temperature drops during the day. And again, a gray day with showers, thunderstorms, but that's tomorrow. We'll talk about it all in detail coming up in a few minutes. I want to touch on traffic briefly here. Here's the 403 on Waterdown Road. You can see how light the traffic volume is there at the moment, so nothing going on. And of course, we show you some MTO traffic cameras. We'll tell you about the problem in Hamilton. Upper James is completely closed from Mohawk to McElroy for a police investigation there. As you can see, nothing at Millen Road, Stony Creek. We'll flip ahead to the Skyway Bridge. Oh, very light. Same with Third Line. So the problem is in Hamilton this morning. We'll have details on that coming up. And we'll give you, of course, all the details, weather and traffic in a few minutes for you. Right now, the news.
Okay, let's continue on with that story that Brian was just mentioning. A very busy stretch of Upper James on Hamilton Mountain is closed this morning after a murder last night. So this is a live shot at Upper James, just north of Mohawk Road, where police have a large area taped off near a plaza. Hamilton EMS say the call came in around 7:30 last night after a shooting in the area. A spokesperson for EMS says a woman believed to be in her 20s was sent to hospital in critical condition, and police say she died of her injuries. So far, there is no suspect or vehicle description. A late-night crash in Oakville may be connected to a series of crimes. A woman's been arrested and a man is wanted after a vehicle crashed through a construction zone on Lakeshore Road east of Bronte Road. The K-9 unit and tactical response unit were on scene last night. A freelancer says the suspects may have been involved in a carjacking that happened earlier in Toronto, and the same people may have also been involved in an armed robbery in Hamilton. Halton police say officers in Toronto have taken over the investigation.
Niagara fire officials are investigating after a house fire in Fort Erie overnight. This happened just before 1 a.m. this morning. Fire crews can be seen battling the flames that burned through the roof and badly damaged the entire house. It took about 3 hours to get the fire under control. A freelancer says that a man was being treated on scene by Niagara EMS. Fire officials will be investigating to determine the cause and cost of damages.
Advance polls open today for the federal election on April 28th. The four leaders of Canada's main parties squared off on stage last night in Montreal in the second and final debate of the campaign. They talked about affordability and the cost of living, energy and climate, leading in a crisis, public safety and security, and tariffs and the threat to Canada.
I'm the only one on this stage that fought to give people a GST holiday. Interestingly, while that GST holiday helps working class folks, middle class folks by taking off the GST off essentials, the Conservatives under Pierre Poilievre voted against that. They oppose the idea of giving people, actual folks that need help, a tax break, and would rather give millionaires a tax break, which shows you whose side he's on, which is not surprising. But what is surprising is that Mr. Carney also said that giving people a break on their GST is a bad idea.
Just a few weeks ago, before the election, the Liberals voted against taking the GST off new homes, and they have continued to build up bureaucracies that block construction. We need a change so that you can afford a home, and our change will be, again, to axe the sales tax on new homes, incentivize municipalities to speed up permits, free up land, and cut development costs. Train up 350,000 young people who can be in the trades to build those homes and sell off the land that is going to be needed in order to build homes.
It may be difficult, Mr. Poilievre. You spent years running against Justin Trudeau on the carbon tax, and they're both gone. Okay, they're both gone. And we're
doing
in
a pretty good impersonation of them with the same policies tonight.
Very different. Look, I'm a very different person from Justin Trudeau. Focus is on results.
Were you his economic
advisor? And so how to drive results in the housing market, you've got to change the model of building. You've got to increase the financing for housing developers, $25 billion on the table for those housing developers, $10 billion for deeply affordable homes, cutting development charges in half, lowering the cost of the building of those homes by 20%.
Now, Carney was the target of all of his rivals' attacks. Bloc Québécois leader François Blanchet says although Mark Carney presents himself as being different from Justin Trudeau, he should show he's better by disclosing his financial assets. We're going to share key moments from the debate all morning.
Our very own Matt Ingram hosted a panel last night, bringing together political analysts to break down the debate.
I don't know if anybody really grew their support tonight. And Jagmeet Singh, of course, his interruptions rose to the level of annoyance and smacked of desperation. But of course, they are desperate. The NDP are trying to hold on to official party status at this point, so he needed to make himself heard.
We saw a few smiles, we saw a few laughs, but we did see a few digs where they were needed as well. You know, I thought Pierre Poilievre saying, you know, you're here tonight with Justin Trudeau's staffers. They are the people who are writing the notes that you are saying. It's the same. I thought that was a great quip on them. I thought Blanchet did a very good job of sticking up for Quebec and being a little bit of a rabble-rouser in the debate tonight. And Jagmeet Singh had a very curious strategy to attack Pierre Poilievre all the time. It's to me, it just felt like he was auditioning to keep a Liberal minority government afloat, which is ironic, given that I never thought I'd see the day where the NDP was supporting a former Goldman Sachs banker as Prime Minister, but there we have it.
Now you can watch the full breakdown on our YouTube page at CHCH News.
Here's a look at what's open and closed this Good Friday. City buses in Hamilton, Halton, Niagara Falls, and St. Catharines are running on a Sunday holiday sched. GO Transit is on a Sunday schedule. There are no changes to garbage collection in Niagara. Banks, government offices, the post office, and libraries are closed today. There's no recycling or garbage collection in Hamilton or Halton if today is your garbage day. The pickup will be tomorrow instead. Welland and Fort Erie Transit are not running today, and most grocery stores, malls, LCBO, and beer stores are closed.
The sports line, where the final NHL regular season games wrapped up. First up, Scott Laughton scored in overtime to help the Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Detroit Red Wings 4-3.
Keenan Larkin on the change. Nice coming in. He's got Scott Laughton out there with him. Laughton's got it down. He scored.
Austin Matthews, Philippe Myers, and Chris Tenave also scored for Toronto. Joseph Wall stopped 30 shots, and Mitch Marner had 2 assists.
Full stretch and is able to keep it out. Zetterlund had a small window on that power move. Might get a second chance. In front, Batherson scores!
Drake Batherson scored the tying and go-ahead goals in the third as the Ottawa Senators beat Carolina 7-5. Star forward Brady Tkachuk was back in Ottawa's lineup after missing 8 games with an upper body injury. And then he took a stick to the face with about 5 minutes left in the second period and didn't come back. I don't know if we see that here or not, but the Battle of Ontario in the NHL will start Sunday when the Senators and Leafs face off in Toronto.
Couple of great chances for the Kings. Countering, here comes Hunt. Pass across, Lomberg centers, score! Sam Morton in his NHL debut tonight.
Sam Morton and Zane Parekh scored in their NHL debut to help the Calgary Flames beat playoff-bound Los Angeles Kings 5-1. Taylor Ward scored in his NHL debut for the Kings, whose 4-game winning streak ended with only their 5th loss in 22 games since the trade deadline. The Flames were officially eliminated from playoff contention on Tuesday, and the Kings will face off against Edmonton Oilers in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. That happens Monday night at 10 p.m.
Pelche trying to center. Buffalo getting it back. A 2-on-1 chance here on the rush. Buffalo pushing it actually with 2 on the unman. Scores!
Ryan McLeod scored a goal and had 2 assists in Buffalo's 5-4 win over the Philadelphia Flyers in their final game of the season. James Reimer made 21 saves for his 8th win in 10 starts. He finishes the season 10-10-2. Sabres head coach Lindy Ruff becomes the NHL's 5th coach to reach 900 wins. He joined Florida Panthers' Paul Maurice as the league's only active coaches with 900 or more wins.
Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin put on a show in the regular season finale last night, showcasing their greatest in the Pittsburgh Penguins' 5-2 win over the Washington Capitals.
Dubois drops it off. Here is Stroll. No stick for Poulin. Slicing through. Poulin got it. Ovechkin scores!
Ovechkin finished his record-breaking season by netting his 897th career goal in the second period. Crosby, meanwhile, finished his 20th season in the NHL with a goal and an assist to push him past the 90-point barrier for the 9th time. The Capitals begin the quest for the franchise's 2nd Stanley Cup on Monday against the Montreal Canadiens, while the rebuilding Penguins missed the postseason.
All right, look at what happens. It's Friday morning. It's the 18th of April. We're starting to see some light in the sky. Sunrise is 6:33 here this morning, so getting closer. Looking at traffic, first of all, that's the 403 in Waterdown Road, and there's nothing going on. Traffic is really light this morning, of course, being Good Friday. A lot of people don't have to be in today, so enjoy if you're off and you're up early. Let's check some MTO traffic cameras. St. Catharines, QEW Mountain Well between St. Catharines and Niagara Falls. As you can see, nothing happening there. Millen Road, Stony Creek, all the way through the 403 junction. So Toronto-bound lanes heading out of Hamilton toward Brant Street there. Here's the Ford plant. So Toronto-bound towards us on that shot, and same here to Etobicoke Creek. The problem that we have this morning is in Hamilton. Upper James completely closed from Mohawk to McElroy, of course, on the mountain, and that's for a police investigation that is ongoing there. Let's get to our temperature that we have at the moment. Skies are cloudy, and we have a 7-degree temperature at the moment. So way above seasonal for an overnight low. The winds are still fairly light. The relative humidity is comfortable. As I said, it is cloudy at the moment. So what we have is an approaching warm front, and that's really going to push our temperatures up. And you can see where the precipitation is at the moment, and some embedded thunderstorms in there as well. Most of it still to the north and to the west of us, as you can see there, but we're going to get some of that as the day progresses. So the warm front, which is that red line, the leading edge of the warmer air, goes through today, and that really pumps our temperatures up for today, and then it goes down tomorrow as the trailing cold front goes through. Sunday we'll get back to sun, but we're not going to see a lot of sunshine for the day today or tomorrow. Today maybe a little bit, but look at the temperatures. 20 and 23 for Niagara, 22 for Hamilton, Brantford, 21 and 20 for Halton, Peel, Toronto. A little sun is possible, but mainly it's going to be showers and thunderstorms possible for the day today. Tonight, they continue. Temperatures stay on the warm side, 12 and 14 for Niagara, 15, 16, and 17 for Hamilton. That'll be the low. That's way above seasonal for a daytime high. And then tomorrow, the temperatures dip for Niagara, Hamilton, Simcoe, Cayuga, and Brantford. But for Halton, Peel, Toronto, they stay mild, showers, thunderstorms, so temperatures dipping but staying mild for those areas that I mentioned. So as you step out the door, Friday, 18th of April, it's cloudy. We do have light winds, temperature right now 7. Long range coming up. Annette, Simone.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Coming up after the break, we'll be saying good morning to Emily Vukovic with a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat. Plus, WestJet won't be hiring temporary foreign workers as pilots. We'll tell you why in 2. Good morning, 6:16 on your Friday morning, and good morning, Emily.
Hello.
What do you have coming up in Chit Chat?
Hi, good morning. It is confirmed Ryan Gosling will star in a new Star Wars movie.
Really?
Yeah. I know. He doesn't really seem to fit the bill, but I've got something really cute to show you about him in Star Wars coming up. Unfortunately, we will have to wait a couple of years for it to come out. Drake is adding Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance to his lawsuit. No big surprise there. And later on this morning, we'll take a look at the first full trailer of Fantastic Four.
Oh, wow. I'm excited to see how they make this different, because I know
too.
the other one happened a couple years ago, but we'll see how this one pays out.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Emily. We'll talk to you in a little bit. All right, taking a look at some business news. Many of the global markets are taking a Good Friday pause. The Canadian dollar is down 7 basis points, trading over 72 cents U.S. Gold was up $12.90 an ounce. Crude closed 23 cents lower to $64.45 U.S. And in Europe, markets closed near the baseline in London, but finished lower in Frankfurt and Paris.
Markets were open today in Asia, where Tokyo and Hong Kong saw triple-digit gains. And on the North American markets, Bay Street posted modest gains ahead of the Easter long weekend, led by strength in energy stocks. But on Wall Street, the Dow lost more than 500. The Nasdaq was down 20 points. Markets are closed on Monday.
WestJet says it's walking back its bid to put temporary foreign workers in the cockpit. A spokesperson says the airline is halting its hunt for recruits at regional subsidiary WestJet Encore due to economic uncertainty. The president of the Airline Pilots Association Canada says the company has agreed to withdraw its application to the federal government for about 60 pilot permits under the temporary foreign worker program. He says Ottawa's approval of the request last month came despite a lack of consultation, and that temporary foreign pilots would undermine union goals around wages and work conditions.
Fort Erie has received $116,000 from Earth Day Canada's Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program. The grant will fund the installation of 4 EV chargers at Fort Erie Town Hall, Crystal Beach, Crystal Ridge Arena, and Jarvis Street. Fort Erie is also adding a new electric vehicle to its fleet for bylaw enforcement.
Hudson's Bay is hoping to auction off some of its most historical, significant art and artifacts, including its royal charter granted by King Charles II in 1670. The retailer began liquidating most of its stores, but says the auction would be separate from that. The museum, dedicated to a steamship owned by HBC, says it's difficult to determine how much money the charter could go for. HBC is hoping to save 6 of its stores and its e-commerce business in the restructuring.
Donald Trump has attacked U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell again for not cutting interest rates fast enough.
I don't think he's doing the job. He's too late, always too late, a little slow, and I'm not happy with him. I let him know it, and if I want him out, he'll be out of there real fast, believe me.
Trump's comments come after Powell warned about the effects of Trump's sweeping tariffs on the economy. Now, Powell denies that Trump could remove him because the U.S. Federal Reserve is supposed to be a separate entity from the government. However, the U.S. Supreme Court is considering a case that would make it easier for presidents to fire the heads of independent agencies.
All right, taking a break now. Brian will be back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast.
Good morning, 6:23. We are about 10 minutes to sunrise this morning. We're looking at our traffic watch. First of all, here's the QEW Welland St. Catharines wide open. Car, there we are. QEW top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. It's a little busier, but not by much at all. Third line looks good all the way through Lorne Park. Very light volume this morning all the way around, of course, being Good Friday. A lot of people off for the day today. The problem in town Hamilton, though, continues. Upper James is closed from Mohawk to McElroy for a large police investigation there. All right, let's get to temperatures that we have now. 7 degrees in Hamilton. It's a nice mild start to our morning. 7 Mississauga, Toronto, 6 into Grimsby. So seasonal temperatures for this time of year are 12 for the daytime high, Now we got to 13 yesterday. 2 for the overnight low. Oh, we're going to smash those today, I'll tell you. Won't get quite to a record for the day today. The record high for the day, 27.4 in 2002. We'll get close, but yeah, we will get close. And those are our sun times for the day, 6:33 and 8:04. So here's what we're looking at for the day today. 22 degrees today, but not a lot of sun, maybe a little bit, but clouds, particularly with showers and possible thunderstorms today. Look at that overnight temperature, 17 degrees tonight, but then tomorrow, we start off at 17, and the temperature dips as the day goes on to about 8 by later on. No sun tomorrow. Looks like it's going to be cloudy with showers and still some lingering thunderstorms. Easter Sunday will be better, sunny at 11, so that'll be a nice day. 9 degrees, showers on Monday. Earth Day on Tuesday, we climb to 14 with some sun. Again, a chance of a shower Wednesday and sunshine back both Wednesday and Thursday's temperatures, 15 degrees. Looks good. That's your forecast. Annette Simone.
Thanks, Brian. Well, a University of Calgary-led study may have uncovered a new clue about Mars's past.
So they used data from NASA's Curiosity rover. It's a car-sized robot that's been exploring the planet since 2012. And scientists have found evidence of an iron carbonate material. It's called sagerite. It probably formed when water evaporated and left behind carbon-rich deposits. It suggests that Mars had a thick atmosphere and flowing water a while back, 3.5 billion years ago. The finding supports a theory that Mars once had a carbon cycle, a key sign it may have been habitable. Until now, the mineral hadn't been detected from space. It was probably hidden, scientists believe, underneath other salts in the soil.
Very interesting.
That's very cool.
They just keep discovering so many different parts about our solar system.
And there's, you think about it, there's so many parts of Earth that we don't know about. Like,
yes.
I'm fascinated by what's like deep under the oceans.
That too is just a whole undiscovered charted territory there for sure. All right, well, plenty more coming up. Stay with us. We'll have more coming up after the break.